Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Curly's Ag. Today we're back on the farm and I want to show you what we're up to and what we've learned over the last 6 months or so and bring you up to speed. Hopefully we can get some more series coming out very soon on the country living edition so you guys can learn a heap of stuff about how to get going in the country. I have been wanting to get back onto it, but here we are anyway, finally. I thought I'd give you firstly an update on the garden where it's at, and then I wanted to give you a business update as far as Elia's garden goes and profitability and how we're running that. So you guys can see a little bit on how to possibly run your farm to make a profit. So yeah, behind me here we got the garden. It's in winter mode. We should have a lot more going, but we don't. We've got tomatoes we just planted here. We had a series of tomatoes over here. They got frosted. We got a really early frost this year. Got garlic. They're all like a real mess because we've had pigs. We've had a heap of animal and everything pressure this year. We finally got our onions in here late and our a couple of salad mixes in there. Broccoli, lettuce. Yeah, we've got a fair bit of stuff coming on. We've had so much problem with wildlife, like just making a mess. We've got all our bok choy just been eaten last night. Looks like the kangaroos are coming in now and eating that. So that's another thing we have to work out. Got some new beds coming over here. Obviously got some tarping going on here. Tarping is one of the best things I found for preparing your beds. Like we had this whole lot here tarped. And now, I mean time will tell, but weed-free growing. You can see this was only prepped a couple of nights ago and it's all been torn up again, so yeah, maybe pigs again. We've got the pigs coming in. Broccoli, pigs have just shredded it. And then down this end here is where the actual functional part of thing goes. You can see there's very weed free here and we don't do much weeding at all. But this was all tarped and we've just removed the tarp. And you can see it's going fairly well there. So, and over the back here, sorry, we've got our wheat. So we had our sun hemp on here. Really happy with that crop. Pulled it off and then flower mowed that and then turned that into hay. And so we've got our own hay over there. And then back over here we've got our wheat. We seeded that about 3 weeks ago. And you see it's just starting to come up all across the field. This year, thankfully, we're not as late as last year with our wheat, so pretty happy with that. Okay, now I wanted to talk to you about the farm as far as profitability goes. So I'm back on the farm, back into farm life, but obviously I run the business with Curly's Ag, and that's a very, very time-consuming exercise, being, you know, the main engineer there, I suppose you could say. Well, from the main engineer to the janitor. I cover all them jobs, and obviously we've got a couple other people to help us with production, but it's a fairly time-intensive task. And so what happens is I don't get much time on the farm, which is where I love to be, which is a conundrum, you know. But the good thing is I've got the right tools. Now, as far as profitability goes, I think it's massive important efficiencies in everything, and I'm not the only bloke who's had this epiphany, but anyone who's successful in pretty well any field knows that efficiencies are really important and to see where you're spending your time. So for us, I'm going to give you some numbers here. I spend about 5 hours a week in the garden. That's from seeding, weeding, transplanting, harvesting, packing, whatever. Like I probably spend maybe 3.5, 4 hours, and then my wife probably spends another hour with the washing and packing and helps me a little with harvesting. But let's say there's 5 working hours here in this farm every week. Now that 5 working hours, we sell approximately on average $500 a week of produce. Now should we have to go and deliver that after that, but my wife is typically going to town anyway to do her weekly shopping or whatever, so it's not, I don't really factor that in because it's a done thing anyway. And so yeah, so 5 hours a week and $500 worth of produce, to me actually makes sense. It's an attractive proposition because, well, $100 an hour is fairly good going. I just spotted something, lost my attention. I just spotted something, look at this. This is fresh. Pigs. The pigs have been here eating all the tops of these bok choy and pak choy off. And then they've been here and rooted up all the ground. Have a look at this. They're the asparagus. Just made a mess of it. Look at them. And you know, this may have only been 2 or 3 pigs for like an hour or something. They can make so much damage. It's been so disheartening, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, back to the story. So yeah, like I was saying, 5 hours a week, $500 worth of sales. You know, that's a really good turnaround. I mean, as far as it goes, setup cost here, you know, you're looking at $500,000 of setup between having the land, the irrigation, the pumps, the power, you know, the processing equipment. Well, I mean, the processing equipment isn't expensive, but it all adds up, you know what I mean? So, it's not something like, let's say, oh, I'm going to make money, get rich quick scheme. But if you're passionate about it and you push through, you know, you could definitely, I think it's feasible for anyone. So, as far as setting up goes, it is a killer. It is what it is. And yeah, because we had farm managers before and we had to get rid of them. But I think it's a really good thing. I'd like to spend more time on marketing and push our product a bit more, but realistically, you know, percentage wise, input to output to gain is really good. Now, one thing that we're really lacking on is marketing. So my favorite crop is salad mix. Now you can see here we've got our old crop of salad mix. Down this row we've harvested, basically it's a mess because we harvested yesterday. Our bok choy has been eaten, and coriander stuff. So we sell like a little bit of coriander, a little bit of bok choy and pak choy, spring onions, you know, broccoli and bunches of chard. But our number one seller by far is salad mix. Now this row of salad mix is probably worth about $600. We'll probably harvest like 30 kilos of salad mix off there. We get between $20 and $24 a kilo for our salad mix, depending who we sell it to. And it's on for a really short time. Like down this other end here, we've got that next lot of salad mix coming. You're talking like 2 months from transplanting to harvest. Yeah, and you get like 30 kilos off a bed if you plant it as thick as we do. But you know, for us, we love to do it like that because then you don't have so much weed pressure once they get the head on them. And that's like, you know, 2 minutes of seed, 2 minutes of transplant, and then weed. Like that is how we get our numbers, you know. Whereas onions, like these onions have been in the ground here, well, they're leeks and they're onions. They've been in the ground longer than lettuce. I think they've been in there now near on 2 months, and they're still not ready for harvest, you know. And we only get orders. We only get orders of onion for like 10 bunches a week, and if you work out 10 bunches, I think it's $4, or that's $40. Whereas we get, you know, it's not strange to get an order of 15-20 kilos of lettuce salad mix. 2 guys we sell to, that's it. And yeah, it's just running out the door. Everyone loves salad mix. So yeah, as far as profitability goes, I would really recommend getting systems down packed and getting into it. Pick a couple of crops. It's going to be hard to know what's in your circumstance maybe best, but you have to really look at where you can compete with the growers around. I can't really compete with broccoli. Like, I love growing broccoli, it grows really well, but the prices that these guys get it for in winter is like 50 cents a kilo or $1 a kilo or whatever, and I think we charge $8 a kilo because that's just what it costs us to grow it to be profitable. If it's not profitable, we grow a little bit for ourselves and, you know, for a couple of clients, but we're not going to grow massive amounts. Whereas with the salad mix, we charge the same as the commercial growers and it's profitable for us. So you really have to seek your profitability. Yeah, so that's what we're up to with the garden this week. well, our plan moving forwards, we're sort of stabilising now on that 5 hours a week. I'm really trying to focus and get that as far as it can be sporadic. And then just get into it, yeah. And it's been going really good. It's really good to be back in the garden. I really enjoy it. And that's a bit of an update, guys. Next week we got a couple, hopefully get some more videos coming up. Got some new tools out, so I might want to do a couple on them. So yeah, just sort of do a short update and hopefully get some new stuff next week. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.